Hello everyone. Well, it's quite a while since I've shown you a Miele vacuum cleaner, so I thought I would unbox this one today. I've had this quite a long time, to be honest, over a year I suspect, and it's just been sort of sitting around, waiting, unloved, waiting for its 5 minutes of fame on iBasic. Well, let's have a look. This is a Miele Classic C1 Powerline, and this is the entry-level Miele really in the UK and in other countries as well. It's the cheapest Miele cylinder cleaner you can buy, but I believe still made in Germany. I'll have to check that. So let's have a look. This is in a blue colour. There are other colours available. I've seen it in a grey and red, and it's sometimes called a Classic Junior, but this is the blue and it's called Jubilee, this particular one. Right, we'll just take out the L-shaped packaging there for the tools and remove the cleaner. And the instruction book. Pop the box to one side. This is the main carpet and floor nozzle, a Fibertech one. So it's the most basic Miele nozzle really on this budget cleaner. Plastic base plate. You've got litter pickers either side of the suction inlet. Foot operated pedal for carpets and hard floors. When it's in the hard floor setting, the brush comes down at the front, and also a little squeegee at the back. 2 wheels on the back for manoeuvrability. So that's the main carpet and floor nozzle. Inside this part of the packaging we have quite a short hose. We've got the curved handle complete with a suction control. There is an electronic control on the cleaner as well, but if you want to reduce suction briefly, you can just open that vent. This has got 2 wands instead of a telescopic, but at least they are metal. And finally, we've got a selection of small accessories which can be stored on the hose of the machine. Try and get this open. Now, I believe in America you can buy this particular machine or this style of machine with a power head, but that's not an option unfortunately in the UK. Here's the upholstery nozzle with litter pickers for pet hair, etc. So that's for your upholstery, your curtains, stair carpeting. Very short crevice tool for your nooks and crannies. This is the cheaper version of the dusting brush with synthetic brushes. It is adjustable, you can adjust the angle, so that's for your dusting jobs, lampshades, bookshelves, etc. And finally in the bag we have this little storage clip that holds the 3 small tools either near the body of the cleaner, or you can have them up the handle end, as long as they haven't changed it. I'll check that in a moment. Here's the cleaner itself in what Miele describe as tech blue. Quite smart looking machine, very compact, pretty lightweight, and it does feel very robust. It's a good entry-level cleaner for anyone who wants a bagged vacuum cleaner. Don't want the mess of a bagless, don't want a cordless cleaner that could run out of power. They just want a traditional cylinder vacuum cleaner that's going to hopefully last them a few years. It's quite basic, but it has all the standard features you'd expect, including a foot operated on-off switch, automatic cord rewind. At the back here there's also a parking slot, so when the tools are assembled, you've got the wands attached to the nozzle, you can actually park it instead of just lying the hose on the floor. If you need to pause your cleaning, you can just park it in that slot at the back. This is the electronic speed control, so you can adjust the suction power according to the surface or fabric you're cleaning. So on maximum, that's most suitable for hard floors, slightly less suction for fitted carpets. This setting with the ear symbol is a lower wattage, lower suction and lower noise levels. So if you just want to whip round your house late at night, you can use this setting. Still get good results, but it keeps the noise level down. And then over this side, a setting suitable for rugs, then upholstery, and then minimum for curtains and delicate fabrics. Just below the hose connection is the bag check indicator that will fluctuate from red to black as you use the machine. If it turns all red, it means you've got a blockage or you need to check the dust bag. I find these are best used as a guide. Don't take these as gospel. Check your bag every couple of weeks or so just to make sure it's not too full. To access the dust bag, there's a catch here at the front. Simply press on the catch and the bag door opens and stays open while you're changing the bag. To change the bag, you just pull it out, put that in the bin and swap it with a new one. I found that Miele bags are among the best at filtering even the very finest dust from the airflow. If you use genuine Miele bags, you'll find that the dust compartment inside the cleaner will stay clean. They are very, very effective at keeping the dust and dirt in. So it is worth buying genuine bags when you have a Miele vacuum. You'll see that there's a little flap here that keeps the dust in, but as the bag gets full, if it gets too full, that flap will stay open. But it's still a very hygienic way of disposing of dust and dirt. Behind the bag is a pre-motor filter, but as I said, if you use genuine bags, this pre-motor filter will stay very clean. But that just protects the motor. If the bag, and it's unlikely that this would happen if you use a genuine bag, if the bag should split or you overfill it and some dust gets through, this filter will protect the motor from any debris getting into it. The final filter is located on the top here, the exhaust filter. That's behind this grill. This is Miele's air clean filter. It's a standard filter. This normally is used for filtering out the carbon dust for the motor more than the dust that passes into the machine. So this will get black from time to time. Most Miele bags do come with the spare filters as well. So when you buy a new box of dust bags, you can renew your filters. You can also upgrade the filters in this. If you've got allergies, you can get the HEPA filter, or if you've got pets, you can get the cat and dog odor reducing filter as an option. You just remove this grill part. But for most people, especially using genuine Miele bags, the air clean filter will be more than effective to keep the dust and dirt inside the cleaner. Make sure that the grid goes back, the grill. I think that's, there we go. This has to click into place, that's it. And when you're buying new bags, you'll notice it has a blue collar which corresponds with the bag support here. The FJM bags that Miele also have for certain vacuums are red, and they will also have a red support collar. So you know, if you've got a blue collar on the bag and a blue support bag double, you know that's the right bag to go for. But anyway, it's GN for this particular cleaner. Just in the bag door here, there's another filter. It's more of a diffuser really. It doesn't really have any filtering properties. It just diffuses the air and it helps to reduce the noise level of the cleaner. This is the underside of the cleaner with 3 very smooth running swivel casters. A lot of the cleaners I show you, especially the Chinese made ones, they're very scratchy and noisy when you do this, but these are exceptional. You can tell the quality of the machine. Even though this is an entry-level machine, it's still very solid and well built. This slot here is your storage slot. When you're storing the machine in a cupboard on its end, you can slot the extension wands attached to the nozzle, and the other extension wand will fit, and the hose. I'll show you how all that goes together shortly, but it can all fit together all in one unit, all in one piece, which is quite handy if you're short on space. So I'll just check the wattage of this one. It should be 800. Yes, it does confirm it is 800, and yes, this one is made in Germany. Okay, first thing we need to do is attach the curved handle to the hose. It doesn't matter which end of the hose you put the handle because both ends are the same. So you just locate it, push it in, clicks into position, and it does swivel to prevent the hose from tangling up during use. I've got all the small cleaning tools attached to the tool caddy, and that will fit either near the handle end or the cleaner end of the hose. So we can just push it on like that. So now you can be using your machine and you've got all the small tools close to hand, so you can use them. If you're vacuuming your carpets, you want to do a bit of dusting, take off the wand, select the dusting tool, put it directly onto the end of the handle and dust your knickknacks. But if you don't want it close to your hand, just pull it off. You can have it at the cleaner end. So you attach the hose to the cleaner. It's just a push fit. To release it, there are two tabs either side. You just squeeze them and take the hose off. And then if you want to, the tools fit just at the end of the hose there. They do tend to be knocked off sometimes in either position, but it is still better than having them in the cupboard, because if you just want to do that nook or cranny, if you just want to grab your crevice tool and it's in the back of your cupboard, you're going to think, oh, I won't bother. So it is always better to have tools nearby, although I prefer having tools actually built into the machine, either clipped to the back or inside a flap, under a flap inside the machine itself, so they certainly won't get lost. But it is a compromise. It is a basic cleaner, but at least you do have some form of tool storage. So the hose is pretty short, two very quality metal wands. It's not telescopic on this cleaner, so you can just use one wand. If you're not cleaning your upholstery, you can attach the nozzle directly to that end. Upholstery or stairs, it just means you're not stooping or bending. Two wands obviously for carpet and hard floor cleaning. Everything clicks together. This is new, so it's a bit stiff. There we go, but it has clicked. And when you want to release, you just press on the release button. There we go. This piece here that's moving up and down, I'll secure it like that. That forms part of the storage system. I'll just show you that in a minute. And of course, you can pop the Fibertech floor head on the end and you're all ready to clean. To use the cleaner, we first need to pull out the mains cable from the back of the machine. It's a nice quality cable on this Miele, so just pull it out until you feel resistance. It's best to pull it out all the way, in my experience. There you go. It won't pull out any further. I'll just let it go in slightly, and then of course plug it into a socket outlet, and it's switched on, because obviously I had the button pressed when I was fiddling with it earlier. But anyway, we'll switch it back on again. So that was on its lowest setting. So, not the quietest vacuum cleaner on high setting. As I said, it was 79 decibels. So it's just under the EU limit of 80. That's the maximum permissible sound level for a domestic vacuum cleaner sold in the EU. So if we switch on again at full power, that feels pretty good for 800 watts, but we can find out the actual suction. So I'm going to use my suction gauge to find out the suction at the end of the hose. Now, an average for a cylinder vacuum cleaner is around 80, and that's what the Pneumatic Henrys score, very popular cleaner in the UK, straight suction machine, and they produce 80 on here. So I'm thinking it might be a similar result for this Miele. Let's find out. So I'm going to do it on maximum power. Well, it peaked at around 88 on the gauge, which is quite respectable. The pneumatic Henry peaks at around 80, but then it does have a lower wattage motor, 620 watts compared to Miele's 800 watts. So all in all, I think it's pretty efficient at converting electrical power into suction power. But of course, the sheer suction of a vacuum cleaner doesn't mean it's going to pick up better than another cleaner. A lot of factors need to be considered, especially the design of the nozzle. And of course, with this machine, this is the nozzle we'll be testing. Okay, I'm just going to give this Miele Classic C1 an initial push on my carpet. Now, spoiler alert, this carpet doesn't like vacuum cleaners. They tend to clamp down on it. The brushes stop rotating on cordless machines, and on cylinder cleaners I have to turn the suction down low. I've selected the carpet setting on the machine, so that's just one notch down from maximum suction. Let's give it a go. Yeah, that's a workout, folks. Now, all carpets differ. This happens to be my living room carpet. I've got shorter pile carpet in the rest of my house, and I'll try it on a shorter pile. I'm sure it'll be easier to push on a shorter pile. But on near maximum, that is a workout. I had to use both hands to rub and scrub at the carpet. That's fine if you want to work out and you want to lose some weight, buy this and do the old scrubbing. But you know, I want to be able to use a vacuum cleaner like this without putting my back into it. I think that's why people find cordless machines so convenient, because on the whole they tend to be light, easy to push for those quick clean-up jobs. But for me, if you want a machine to do a deep clean, especially nooks and crannies, all those jobs inside the car, you can't beat a mains-powered cleaner, in my opinion. It's just because of the EU regulations. They redesigned the nozzle, so basically a lot of the cleaners just clamp themselves down to the carpet. They don't have airflow. You need the air flowing to pick the dirt up. If they're too powerful and they just clamp down, the airflow is reduced and you're not going to get any dirt off your carpet. Some machines have solved this problem by putting air vents into the head itself to allow the air to flow and the dirt to travel up the tube. I'm going to just do it on the, well, I'm going to do it on the fitted, not the fitted rugs, the rug setting, that's it. So it's even lower suction. Wow, that's a bit better, but it's still, I didn't need two hands, but I was certainly giving this arm a workout. So on the lowest setting, which I'm assuming will be the easiest to push, and also, of course, the quietest setting. Now that's fine. That's easy enough. But then, on the lowest setting, of course, a bit of fluff there. On the lowest setting, you're not going to get a deep clean, are you? It's just going to skim the surface. But yeah, that's easy to use. And it will still be picking up the surface dirt. I don't think I'm going to get a deep down clean. That is the problem, as I've said, with these EU machines. I've got machines from the 80s, 90s with higher wattage motors, you know, some of them over 2000 watts, and of course they guzzle the electricity, which isn't a good thing, but the nozzles tended to move better across the carpet. You can of course upgrade. If you don't want to use this nozzle supplied, you can buy a turbo nozzle. You can buy a generic one to fit Miele cleaners, or get the genuine Miele one. That will be easier to push over a plush pile carpet. I've put down a load of dirt on my carpet to see if this Miele can cope, and I'm going to be using the carpet setting on the machine. Instead of going forward and back as I normally do, I'm going to pull the nozzle backwards through the dirt to see how well it cleans in one reverse pass first, and then of course I'll attempt to clean up the rest of the mess. Well, I'll gingerly tiptoe through the middle because it's not quite clean. It's dealt with most of the surface dirt, which includes lentils, rolled oats, bits of fluff, but there's also some black sand in this demonstration dirt, and I'm sure you can see that this looks quite grubby, and as I move my hand across it, a lot more bits are being revealed because it's quite a deep pile, this. But that was just one pass. Obviously when you're vacuuming you don't just go one way and then carry on, you go back and forth, don't you? So I'll go back and forth over this, try and get the rest of it looking clean, and then obviously I need to clean up the rest of the mess. Well, I won't pretend that that wasn't hard work, but eventually it seems to have removed everything, although I don't know if it's my eyes, but there may be some of that black sand still lurking, and as I'm moving the pile, a few bits of glitter are popping up. There was also glitter in that dust. Basically, do not buy a straight suction cylinder cleaner if you've got a lot of carpet, especially if you've got a lot of plush pile carpet. In the past, when looking for a vacuum cleaner, your main choice was whether to go for an upright or cylinder machine, and the advice normally given was go for an upright if you have mainly wall-to-wall carpeting in your home, or a cylinder machine if you have a mixture of floor coverings. So if you've got mainly hard floors, go for a cylinder, mainly carpets, go for an upright. But neither machine was best at doing everything. A machine like this, a straight suction cylinder cleaner, in my opinion and experience, is good if you have mainly hard floors, no pets, and short pile carpet. It's not suitable for people with lots of carpet, especially plush pile carpeting like my living room, or if you've got pets, because these don't tend to do well at picking up pet hair unless you add a turbo nozzle. But if your home is mainly hard floor, couple of rugs, carpeted stairs, you've got upholstery you want to clean, and of course you want to vacuum out the car from time to time, then this type of machine may be for you, in conjunction perhaps with a cordless machine for your day-to-day whipping round. It's still always good to have a mains powered machine as a backup. Okay, well, it's okay on carpets, we've seen that, but it's hard work. Let's take it into the kitchen and see how well it copes with a mess on my kitchen floor. Okay, well, I've created a mess in my kitchen. I'm going to use the Miele on its maximum suction setting with the Fibertech floor head set on the hard floor position. This Miele Classic C1 Powerline performed as expected on a hard floor. The nozzle suffers from that age-old problem of snow ploughing, so you just have to tilt the nozzle back when picking up larger debris. It performed pretty well at cleaning up to the edge, but as you could see in the demonstration, as I was pulling back the nozzle, it was depositing a lot of the dirt back on the floor, so I had to go over a few times to remove all the dirt. Saying that, it was an extreme example. In a normal home with normal dirt, I don't think you'll have such a problem. But even the cheapest vacuum cleaner, whether it be a cylinder or handheld, should be able to cope with a hard floor. It's deep cleaning of carpets where vacuum cleaners often fall down. But for hard floor cleaning, it's fine. It does as I expected it to. It works well and it maneuvers very easily as well on a hard floor on its 3 swivel casters. Although this design of Miele tends to tilt this way as you're using it, either that way, it tilts onto its side, or it will tilt that way. So that is a little bit annoying. It's not quite as stable as some of its larger cousins. This Miele is supposed to compact down for easier storage, but for the life of me, I can't work out how to do it. I had an earlier model of this in red and that worked, but this one, I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong, I don't think I am, but I just can't get it to compact down. Now you can store it in a cupboard like this with the hose and both wands attached with the main carpet and floor nozzle attached to the machine, and you can also carry it up the stairs like that. But it is supposed to compact down more by taking off the wands, well, separating the wands. They are very stiff. I'm just hoping they're very stiff because this is new. But yeah, this is unusually stiff. There we go. Now this piece here is supposed to fit like that, as you can see. So this piece is attached to the lower wand. So you put the lower wand on the cleaner like that. Then you're supposed to take off the upper tube, and then it's supposed to fit here. But you can't fit it. It's, well, yeah, it fits, but it's not very satisfactory. And then you put the end of the handle into there, and then if you want, you can sort of curl around the hose a bit and do it like that. Well, that's the best I can do. But in the instruction book, this particular part comes out this at the side. Can you see how the tubes aren't quite situated in there properly? I mean, it's not, it shouldn't be like that, I'm sure. The illustration shows that the second wand is fitted neatly next to it, and then this piece that sticks out that's got Miele written on the top should come out at this side, and I've tried and tried and I can't get it to do it. This is the best I can do, which, well, it holds it. I admit that it holds it, but it doesn't look quite right to my eyes, and it's certainly not as easy to fit as the previous model I owned. I just think there's something odd about that. Comment below if yours does the same thing, if you've got one of these, because to me it doesn't look right, and it certainly doesn't look the same as the illustration in the instruction book. At the time of filming this video, the cheapest I could find this Miele vacuum cleaner is £159, so it's not what I'd call a budget priced vacuum, although it is the cheapest vacuum in Miele's range. If you've got more money to spend, I would personally go for the Miele Compact C2 Cat and Dog, especially if you've got more carpets and you're a pet owner. If you want to go for the larger versions, there's the complete C3 range. You can get that in a cat and dog version as well, or just a standard straight suction machine. That's the most sophisticated of the Miele cylinder cleaners, with touch controls for the suction and built-in tool storage. Or if you have to go bagless, you can consider one of the Miele Blizzard cleaners. Well, that's about the end of today's video. If you've any comments or questions about this Miele Classic C1 vacuum cleaner, please comment below, and I'll see you all very soon for the next video. Bye for now.